I'm from Ontario, Canada, which is a town specifically called Oakville, which is about 30 minutes from Toronto, Canada. So I'm a musician, artist, film producer, actor, all of the above. But I've been known more for my music lately, since being nominated in 2018. Like I was saying, top 5 male artists of the year, and then 2019, I went over to Poland to play the Amphitheater. I've done a few albums, and I've also produced some films. So, and then here I am with you now. I started off in the acting industry. When I was very young, I was doing commercials, and I did a couple films, and I always was a writer. I was always one to write music, and people would constantly tell me that they really liked what they heard. And then I started getting involved in music once I was told by a producer who saw a film that I produced called A Secret Cross, who said that whoever wrote the song, the last song of The Secret Cross, if it was you, you should write more music. And I started pursuing music, and then I almost had a deal with Warner Music Canada, years back, and that's where it started. My biggest show and almost life-defining, thing that's happened to me was when I played the Amphitheater in Oakville, Poland. Because as an artist, most people play to 5-10 people in a bar. And even if you get signed, you end up playing to maybe 200, 300. If you become a name, you might play to 1,000, but 5,000 people. And I'll never forget, I played Shotgun Ready, my final song, and I had 5,000 people singing back with me. I thought I was in a dream. I honestly wasn't even, my feet weren't touching the ground. It was so electric. So that's a moment I will never, ever forget. And also being nominated top 5 was pretty big. I did not expect that. And I think also when I did A Secret Cross, I sold out the Royal Theatre. Over 400 people came to see my film. I had a standing ovation for that. That was a great moment that I'll never forget. So those are moments that they stay with you, and they're pretty big as far as the music or entertainment business. I've always loved languages. My background is Italian. So when I was a little boy, I didn't speak a word of English until I was 7 years old. I only spoke Italian. So at 7 years old, when I started going to school and kindergarten, I started learning English. And I've never forgotten some of my Italian. I don't speak it nearly as well as I used to as a kid, but I do speak it a little bit, and I would speak it with my grandparents. And so I've always loved languages. I've always found a fascination to learn languages. And so what happened is after COVID, I had to find a way to make some money, but also be around my computer because I do a lot of music and writing by my computer. So I thought, what could I do from home? And I thought, well, why not, along with my career, teach English? You love languages. You're a good teacher. I've always been a pretty good teacher. So I thought it was a perfect fit. And that's how I got involved with Bridge. And here we are. In the beginning, I didn't think that would help at all. But as I was taking my master's at Bridge, they started speaking about teaching children and saying, you can sing them songs. And then I would speak to Andrew at Bridge, and he was like, Anthony, you're a musician, you're unique. You've got a skill that can really be used. And I said, what are you talking about? A skill that can be used? Yes, music, it's different. People would be, wow, taken in by that. And I thought, really? Okay. So maybe I could even incorporate a little bit of music in my teaching. It might make things interesting, I believe that a lot of times you can remember a lot through music. If you think of songs that even yourself, even in a long period of time, you always remember them with a melody. The melody brings out the words. You remember them. It's a great way to remember. What do we all remember? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. You never can forget that because you've attached the melody to the actual letters or the words. So it is a fantastic way for people to learn through music. I don't know if adults would want to do it. They may find it a little bit cheesy, but kids would love it. And I think it's a great way to remember things. Sometimes just trying to memorize without any music is tough. It's tougher. So yes, maybe it's something that can be used as a tool. Because I was looking to teach, and when I was filling out my resume, I did notice that when I was searching for work to teach, a lot of companies, most companies wanted at least a diploma or a TEFL certification. And I didn't know what that was. So when I looked up the TEFL certification, the first school that came, that came to me was Bridge. So when I looked up Bridge, I thought, if I want a chance of really doing this, I do need some certification. Even though I'm good at English, I may be a musician, you do need certification. They do need to see that you're certified. People feel comfortable knowing you're certified. So this is how I decided to get certified with Bridge. I just want to say that anybody who wants to study at Bridge, it's an excellent school. They're very friendly. You learn a lot, and I believe that you can do in 4 months or 5 months what might take you 2 years to do somewhere else. And I think that it's advantageous because if you apply yourself, obviously, because if you don't apply yourself, then you won't get it done in 4 months. You won't get it done in 4 years. The course prepares you because it gives you a structure, and it actually gives you information that you can use to teach. Example would be, there's a lot of grammar you may not have known you know now, or how to set up your class, or how to prepare your class, or what order you would put yourself in teaching a class, and then what would you teach, how you would teach it. There's a lot that you learn with the course that you just don't know beforehand. You would just be a little lost, beforehand if you didn't have the certification behind you. Next for me is I'd like to get hired by a school and get myself some students and start right away teaching, and get serious about this, because besides my music, when I have some free time, I would love to be teaching and making money, and seeing people improve in English, I think would feel good for me to see that. Believe it or not, as an artist, you do have a lot of downtime. So you do have a lot of downtime. And the fact that I can do this over computer, I don't have to go somewhere. Like example, you're in Chile, I don't have to go to Chile. It makes it very feasible to be able to do this anywhere. You could take a laptop and teach while on the go. You can teach on your desktop at home. You don't need to fly out to another country necessarily now with online teaching. So